So I want to play a soundbite from Pop discussing Kawhi Leonard from Saturday. Take a listen here.
Kawhi was a great player, but he wasn't a leader or anything. You know, Manu and Patty were the leaders. So Kawhi's talent would always be missed, but that leadership wasn't his deal at that time. You know, that may come as he progresses.
So Kawhi responded to reporters on Sunday. He said, I just heard about it. It's just funny to me because, you know, I don't know if he's talking about last year or not, but I guess when you stop playing, they forget how you lead. And he talked a little bit more, too, about how he would try to lead by example. I'm not sure that Pop, it was a little weird because the question that Pop was asked wasn't really about Kawhi, so it was kind of strange that he went so hard on that. But I'm not even on board with it. I mean, I'm not sure Pop was like taking some huge shot at Kawhi because I think it's okay to say that everybody's good at different things. No? You feel like it was a big shot?
Here's my interpretation. You know, for all of Pop's candor, he's always very measured and selective about when he dispenses that candor, whether it's lending a moral authority to a political issue he cares about, whether it's sending a message to the league that Jakob Poeltl's actions against Kawhi in the 2017 conference finals. There's an interesting moment at the very end of that clip, which you can see on ESPN.com, where Pop almost seems to reflect on the fact that I maybe shouldn't have said it, and he says, that's all I'll say about it. I suspect this morning he regrets saying it. For one, it's a little bit of Pop, you know, in a man of his stature in the game. And two, from a practical matter, I think it's never a good idea for management and coaches to throw out insults or shade at players, because I think the players around the league pick up on that. And I think from a practical standpoint, a franchise that's going to have to recruit talent. And look, this isn't a big deal. And I don't disagree with you. I also like Kawhi's response where he says, hey, look, leadership can be, you know, during a stoppage, having guys come over to you and say, hey, what do you suggest about my matchup? And I suspect Kawhi gets a fair amount of that inquiry.
I think your point, I totally agree with that it's a bad look for the organization because that goes against the Spurs way. They kind of keep everything in-house behind closed doors. Last year, I guess, was when the things started to change. But it's such a hyper-competitive league, and you're already trying to get any advantage you have in free agency as it is. That's not going to help you. Is it fair for Pop to say? I think yes. I mean, what do we want out of the people we interview? We want honesty.
Yes.
Yeah, and so I appreciate the candor. Yes. And then beyond that, how can we say that he's wrong? Like, are we calling Pop a liar? You know, so how can anyone say that Pop's wrong? I'm not saying we are saying it. Like, he sees so much. Our Spurs reporter, Michael C. Wright, does a great job, but he only sees what you're allowed to see in the media. You can have certain conversations. Pop's been there forever with
What's the definition of a gaffe? Telling the truth by accident.
Well, I mean, I also I don't know. I'm kind of exhausted by the fact that every player has to be everything, right? We talk about LeBron's free throw shooting. Do you have to be 100% good at everything? Yeah. Kawhi Leonard is a fantastic player. He is Defensive Player of the Year multiple times. He is an MVP candidate multiple times. You don't have to also be the rah-rah guy. You don't have to be the guy taking your equivalent of Lonzo Ball under your arm or doing whatever we're praising this guy for being a leader tomorrow. So I'm okay with Gregg telling the truth. I'm okay with Kawhi getting his feathers ruffled because you want someone who's competitive to feel that maybe something was said about them they didn't like. And so I think Kawhi is going to use that as a little motivation. But I'm okay with, you don't have to be good at everything.
But leadership's a human quality, and I imagine guys are more sensitive about that than saying, not a great shooter.
Right. Right? Maybe so.